Hey, what's up everyone? This is rectified CLE. How are you guys doing on YouTube? Now, you're probably wondering why I missed a couple of days of vlogging, even though I sometimes do daily vlogs during my leisure time. Well, it's because one morning I woke up and I had no idea this had transpired while I was asleep. And this truck came down the street and knocked down the cable back there. And that's what gruesomely deteriorated the internet, and I couldn't get on YouTube or anything else. So I missed a few days of vlogging, I know, and I apologize for that. It's just a little update on what I'm doing so far, if you guys are wondering. So with that being insinuated, depending on how many days I missed for vlogging is how many things I'm going to talk about, and that's probably 4, I think, or 5 or whatever, depending on how good the internet is. So let's go ahead and get started. The first vlog I'm going to talk about is a website that I used to go to when I was young to play some classical Flash games by Java. It's called arcadevillage.org. Okay, so prior to arcadevillage.org, I was trying to see if I could find some websites where I could find some arcade games. You know, like arcade games you play at the mall or the stores or fish markets or the arcade center. It can be anywhere. And I was trying to see if there were some websites where I could go to them to play some classical games that look the same like the original, the arcades. And I came across one website where I played Centipede, right? And it looked very different, and it had very different sounds. And I also played Moon Patrol and Galaga. They were pretty great websites where you played Flash games by Java. So now I've been to another website, right? And that was when arcadevillage.org came in. And I played Centipede. That was the first game I played when I first went to arcadevillage.org, because I was trying to find some games that looked just like the one at the arcade, right? And that's when I came across Centipede. I also came across a few other ones like Scramble or Asteroids, Mutant Invasion, Omega Race. I'm sorry, Omega Race. And I also came across this one that looked almost similar to Moon Patrol, right? And it's called Dog on Mars, and it was a very strange game too. And of course, they made some new ones many years ago, and now today arcadevillage.org is no longer accessible because each time I go on a game it says Java is out of date or whatever the case may be. You have to have an older version of Java in order to play some Java games on arcadevillage.org. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The next vlog I'm going to talk about is a game maker software that's for PC, and that game maker software is called Stencyl. That's the one that I love to use for making my own Flash games or whatever. Now, prior to Stencyl, therefore, there was one game maker that I tried that I was interested in doing years ago prior to Stencyl, and that was called Game Maker Studio. I think I told you guys this already on one video, but it doesn't really matter now. I'm just going to say what I think about Stencyl. Okay, so back to Game Maker Studio, however, I tried that, and I was trying to make my own Flash game, right? I was making a bug zapper game, where you, other than using the mouse, you have to use a bug zapper racket where you zap bugs, like flies, wasps, blah, 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 blah. And I was trying to see if I could get it panned out together, right? And unfortunately, it didn't come out together probably because I didn't know how to code anything. So that was why I switched to Stencyl. Now I know there's another game maker that's almost similar to Game Maker Studio and Stencyl, and that was called Game Salad. I heard of it before, but I never used it. So moving on to talking about Stencyl, the synthesized game maker for PC, it's pretty much simple for me without using the coding. And when it comes to using events, that's another way to program your games very greatly, other than coding, because it's a lot more simple. All you have to do is, like for example, let's say you want to add the event where, for example, let's say you want your character to jump. If you want your character to jump, you would use the term, if you press the up arrow, then you choose an action of what that actor does. Okay, so once you use the up arrow, when you press it, that's when the character will jump, like so. And most of you may know why I chose Stencyl, because I made tons of videos testing out my, you know, like showing you the games that I made with Stencyl. And it was pretty simple too. Of course, I've seen some tutorials, but the only thing I don't know how to do is the scoring part. But I don't pretty much find that necessary for me to use when it comes to Stencyl. It's just Flash games anyway. And some of you may ask me, do I still use Stencyl today because I love making Flash games? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending on what I do, depending on the circumstances, however, depending on what I want to make or think about what, you know, blah 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 blah. And yeah, that's pretty much why I love Stencyl so much. So I'm like, forget Game Maker Studio and Game Seller, I don't know you, but forget you too. With that being done, let's move on to vlog number 3. And I'm gonna talk about StarFox Event Horizon. Not the new StarFox that came out for Wii U. No, the one that's going to come out for Wii U sometime this summer. This holiday, 2015, I don't know what date, but sometime this year, yeah. I'm going to talk about StarFox Event Horizon. Okay, so it was a PC game. Well, I actually got the demonstration version, and pretty soon I might do some gameplays about that. But the only thing about it is, each time I finish the first 3 training missions and I go to the next mission, the stuff are not completely loaded. Are not loaded completely. You know, like the ships or the enemy battleships or blah 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 blah. I'm not talking about the first 3 where James McCloud showed Fox the basics of how to fly an R-wing and how to shoot down the enemies and stuff, and defending the fleets. I'm talking about each time I go to the secondary part. You know, like go to other missions where you fly in different ships, go to different missions and destroy different enemies and stuff. And no, I haven't pretty much played it recently, but I'll make that as one of my gameplay videos very soon. Overall, StarFox Event Horizon is also a great game, and yeah, it makes a very good PC game for me. And I've seen some gameplay videos where they actually have every character almost in every StarFox game. You know, like Mayu and Faye, Crystal, who else was it? General Scales, and some other ones. Zazin from StarFox Command. They have a lot of people on there. It's very good. And the fact of the matter is, on the main menu, they actually have the Krazoa symbol. You know, the Krazoa face from Krazoa Palace on StarFox Adventures. It's pretty cool. And the last vlog I'm going to share with you guys for covering the days that I missed for vlogging, since I do daily vlogs sometimes. The last one I'm going to cover for right now is, this one's actually a story this time. And I'm going to tell you guys how I became familiar with driving. About last year, I think, we used to go to the levee, me and my mom. After we're done working out, you know, like walking and jogging, we head back to the car, right? And she let me drive her car for testing, since this is a wide open area where there's tons of parking spaces and a few trees and grass, parking curves, and I did pretty good in some cases. But when I first drove, I accidentally hit the gas pedal, because each time I gently tap the gas pedal, it like goes vroom, and then that's when I released the gas pedal very quickly. But the second time I did that, I did good this time. And the second one, the third day I practiced driving on Mom's car, I backed it out correctly. And the thing is about it, I had to do a cross arm, because that's the proper way to turn your vehicle. And I agree with that, because you don't want to mess up the steering wheel or anything, because you'll end up spinning around and skidding. So on January 2015, my brother came to visit us, right? And he trained me on how to drive, how to do the figure eights. I'm not really much of a fan of figure eights, because you have to do the cross arm a lot. You know, like have your hands on the 3 angle and the 10 angle. 3 o'clock and 10 o'clock. You have to have those right there, and it was pretty tough how I did it on the figure 8 one. And the part where you signal and you stop on the white stop mark, and that's pretty legit. Okay, so I know I don't have a proper adjustment for the camera to record, because I don't have a tripod. I gotta sit on top of my keyboard, the piano. So this was how I did it prior to when I did the cross arm. This was how I did it. Okay, so that was how I did prior to when I did the cross arm. And this was how the cross arm looked. 3 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You have to switch parts. Even when it comes to reversing, this is how you do it. Okay, so now I will demonstrate to you guys a short clip of how I was training on that 3rd day, how I was practicing my driving, and I'll come back with you guys after this. Here it is.
Alright, you're on now.
Can you get a good view?
Yeah, it's good.
Alright.
Alright, let's go.
It's an everlasting memory, man.
Alright, you're approaching your turn.
Slow down first.
Hands looking good on the steering wheel. Okay.
And
Nice and smooth. There you go.
good memories, man. Very great memories of me driving. And yeah, that's pretty much why I love to drive so much, because you know, because I myself am a lover of Lexus cars. I tell you right now, like I told you guys on one vlog, the Lexus IS300, it's one of my favorite cars to drive in. So yeah, I pretty much got everything nailed, except for the part where I messed up on the figure 8 one. I didn't bring my camcorder with me that time because it was cold out there, and well, not because of the weather, it's because I didn't have time for it. I didn't feel like it otherwise. So with that being insinuated, I would love to say that I love to drive, and people around the world, be very defensive on how you drive, because there are people that drive recklessly sometimes, and you know, a lot can happen sometimes. It can be guaranteed that it will happen eventually. Now here's the thing with me, when it comes to backing out your car, it's very difficult unless you have your side view mirrors, or you can check your blind spot. Well, the blind spot doesn't have to be necessary when it comes to backing out. You just look back, or you can use your side view mirror to look out where you're backing off at. And when you have pedestrians behind you, you lightly tap the horn because you're letting them know that you're backing out the driveway or wherever you parked at. So yeah, I've been hitting that DMV book, and hopefully sometime very soon, eventually in the future, I'll take a driving test so I can give me a license, you know, like on Drake and Josh, where Josh had his license and Drake didn't. But yeah, speaking of Drake and Josh, I really missed that show. Okay, so that's 4 vlogs so far that I told you guys so far, but one of them is actually the story. It's probably a throwback story, but even though it wasn't a Thursday, I went ahead and told the story anyways. Some vlogs, even when it's not Throwback Thursday or anything, some stories can be as vlogs, some vlogs can be as stories. Anyway, it can be any day on my part. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy watching this vlog. Be sure to check out my other videos and reviews and responses and other contents I have on my YouTube channel. And also, I got a present for you guys on the next video after this vlog gets uploaded, the updated vlog and the 4 vlogs, since I missed like 4 days of vlog. Well, actually, since next week the internet's coming back on sometime next week, that's when I'll upload the video. That's when I need to that's why I can talk about something, and I already got that covered. So that's 4 vlogs so far. So that way back on Tuesday I'll begin vlogging with 1 vlog like I usually do daily sometimes. And remember, in some cases, now here's the thing, even when the internet is down or when I'm not around handling errands or whatever the case may be, or I'm at school, blah 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 blah, that's when I'm not inactive on YouTube. That's what I meant by that post I had on that video of fan dubbing. And yeah, that's pretty much what happens when I'm not on YouTube a lot. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoy watching. Be sure to check out my other vlogs, reviews, and responses to other contents I have on my YouTube channel. And I'll also post up the present that I have for you guys after this vlog. More videos to come soon. Well, actually, multi-vlog, actually. But anyway, more videos to come soon. This is Super Reploid CLE. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite, and share. See you guys on the next video. And also, happy belated Father's Day for those who are the fathers, the great fathers of this very universe. I'm sorry for not saying happy Father's Day on time because the internet was down. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And also, happy belated Father's Day to everyone in the world. See you guys on the next video.